I used to heavily mess with the Clash. When I was about 18, I started apprenticing to tattoo, and it was nothing but the Clash, and I cannot stand it now. It triggers me. I hear it now, and it just reminds me of when I was working 7 days a week for a year and a half, zero time to hang out or anything, so I can't listen to Joe Strummer anymore. Anytime I hear that voice, it's just gets me all worked up. And I used to love the Guns of Brixton. I used to love London Calling, coolest album cover to this day, but I don't want to hear it. I'm back in apprentice mode, and I feel small, and I have to go clean the toilet with a toothbrush, and it's it's like a time traveling device. I hate it.
My ruined music, I would say off the top of my head, is Ain't It Fun by Paramore. A couple years ago, while we were recording our first album, when I was not doing vocals anymore, we went up to Indiana to get my throat tattooed by one of my favorite tattooers, Dusty Neal, and it was about 6 hours of tattoo work, and it was awful, dreadful, painful, and on the way back, because I wasn't driving, we played Ain't It Fun on a loop for 7 hours the whole way back to New Jersey to Will Putney's studio, because it had, I don't know, it was Jolly and Vincent's favorite song, and they just did not want to stop playing it, and I'm just sitting there in agony, like bandaged up, and they're just singing Ain't It Fun by Paramore for 7 hours straight. And now whenever I hear that song, I just think about, sitting in the back of the van just bleeding in pain while everyone's just screaming Ain't It Fun at the top of their lungs for 7 hours. And that's not an exaggeration. It was a challenge to them at that point, and they just looped it for 7 hours straight.
What's that one song? For you. Dun, 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 dun. No, not for me. I heard that song in Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and I was furious.
A Bad Omens song. Broken Youth was ruined the minute we wrote it. I hate that song. I liked it at the time, I guess. I don't know what it is about that song. Maybe it's the way, I think people like it when we play it live, actually, but something about it, I just don't think it's a good song. It's the one song on our first full length, and I'm like, man, that did not need to be there. So we ruined that song for me. I would cut the first chorus in half. The chorus drags on way too long. I'd maybe change the riff in the intro. It was kind of a last-minute change because the first one was too slow. Or I would just rewrite the song entirely and write a better one. I tried not to write music with the mindset of, how are we going to do this live? I know that might be taboo for some songwriters or musicians, but I feel like the song itself should come first, the priority of the song being as good as it can, and then, figuring out how you would do it live should come second, just because, people obviously, they want to come see it live when you come to their city, but they're going to have to hear it on Spotify and iTunes or in their CD player, over and over for however long they listen to it. So I want that experience for people to be top tier and the best for them. So I would say I don't prioritize live over writing it, and then once it's written, we figure out how can we do this. You need to take this vocal part, you need to play this part a little differently, or whatever, and it doesn't bother anybody.
The Cure does not need upstrokes. I can't stand it. I think it was released with an Adam Sandler movie, and that just the worst combination. You get 311 doing The Cure and Adam Sandler. It drove me insane.